Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Monday, the 19th of April, comes to you from London. And we start by looking at the market, seeing the dollar index pushing lower this morning. So weaker dollar to the start this week. That means we've had a few weeks of bearishness in the dollar. Remembering this is my weekly, my daily, and my 60-minute chart. So we see three bear weeks there, three red candles. So dollar weakness, just a little bit of a theme this week again. And that means the euro is back above 120, looking stronger against that weaker dollar. Taking a look at sterling, also up against that weaker dollar, sitting at 138.80 at the moment, so just nudging higher there as well. So bullish on all three time frames against the US dollar. Against the euro, sterling sitting 115, 115.40. It's still fairly much in a recovery phase, having had fall off in the week before last, which is that big move down on the weekly candle. So we just found support. Big rise on Friday, just coming back a little bit this morning. Taking a look at Bitcoin, we're sitting at $57,000, so back below the $60,000 mark, having got as high as 62 at one stage. So just pushing almost 65 actually. So just back to short-term bearish, but the medium and long-term charts still look spectacular. US equities pushed higher on Friday. The S&P 500 index up 1/3%. The Nasdaq holding on to its new all-time highs. So that's the Nasdaq 100. The futures this morning down very slightly. So a flat open for the US market today. The VIX volatility still just below that 17 level. So markets taking things in their stride. The FTSE 100 index up. The future is up 0.27% this morning, and the cash market in Germany little changed, up 0.01%, and the CAC 40 in Paris up 0.16%. So European markets fairly quiet. Japan was down 0.25%. The Hang Seng was up 0.5%, and China up 1.5%. So looking stronger there, back into bullish territory on that short-term chart. The Sensex in India down 2%. Coronavirus weighing very heavily on the Indian market now, and we'll take a look at the stats in a minute. The Aussie market was little changed. Taking a look at gold, we're up 0.5% this morning. That weak dollar helping, so we're back at 17.85, looking pretty strong. We've got a short-term target to 19.16. Silver back above $26, so looking strong there as well. US 10-year yields, weaker dollar having a little bit of an impact there, sitting at 1.56%, but the longer-term trends are unchanged. We've got some downside to play for here, but we've got a renewed upside target. So bond market's just taking a breather at the moment on the yields. The energy mix looking pretty strong. Crude oil broke last week. If we look at Brent crude, we're at 66.78. So we've gone back into a new little mini range. We put our report out to clients this morning. Of course, the key thing crude has to do is to make sure we get back above that 70 level. Are we on the verge of putting in a lower high and then a lower low? That's what we have to watch for with crude oil. And the seasonality is not great this time of year onwards. Looking at WTI, again, we're in this mini range, $62.50 to $64. That's the sort of mini range to watch there. US nat gas looking strong. We were bullish last week. We were bullish again this morning out to clients. Looking pretty strong there on US nat gas. Coal broke out as well last week, had a big run, and that's looking like a big triangle breakout now for coal. And emissions nudging the 45 euro mark, pushing to new highs, so no big surprises there. Gas markets all looking pretty bullish this morning. NBP up 2.7%, TTF also up. German power continuing its move higher at 58 euros, looking strong there, looking to break the high that we saw earlier this month, this week, and looking at the quarterly contract, much the same there. And Nordic Power also looking better with more upside targets, looking good on both the CAL and the quarterly. Looking at COVID cases now, so this is Europe. Germany has paused for breath. France is just coming down. We're seeing a lot of these lockdowns in Europe starting to have an impact on the charts. Greece is the outlier, looking a bit worrying there. And of course, we mentioned India. What a trajectory. We've seen cases triple this month. Remembering that India's very high population, of course, so 158 per million smooth is still less than half of France, but 5 times that of the UK. So we're seeing big moves there. And if we look at the fatality rate, again, we're seeing Greece still continuing there, Romania still looking. So lots of Southeastern Europe, Hungary not looking great, and Germany still just sitting pretty high, UK under control. India, we're seeing that trajectory again. We'll keep an eye on that this week. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.